Hello, welcome back. In today's video, I want to show you and explain to you how we cut ACOS by 50% plus for our brands and for the brands we work with in the agency. So my name is Yanni. I'm a seven-figure e-commerce seller and also own a full-service Amazon agency called e-commerceville, the city of e-commerce. I have sold over $5 million on Amazon personally, and with our agencies now, that's in the tens of millions. Plus, we are your in-house marketing team when it comes to Amazon. We do everything from listing creation to ads, everything that you can think of for Amazon, we do. So now let's get into it. How do we cut the ACOS by 50% plus for our brands and for the brands we work with in our agency? First, we don't start with the ads. So PPC is super important, but that is just one part. In my opinion, when you talk about Amazon PPC and Amazon advertising, you should always include the listing creation, the product, and the overall creative part. Because if you have amazing PPC strategy, targeting all the right keywords, targeting all the relevant searches, showing for all the right competitors, but your main image is not good, your product doesn't look great, your reviews are not great, you're going to suffer. So before we even start PPC and really looking at PPC, we want to go backwards and start with the listing. We want to analyze the listing from A to Z. And what does that mean? Does it have the top 3 to 5 most relevant keywords in the title, bullet points? Does it have back-end keywords? Is the listing set up on an Amazon SEO standpoint? What's the sales velocity? What's the conversion? What's the click-through rate? Does it have enough traffic? Does this have reviews? Are they good? Is the price competitive? Once we've analyzed that and we're happy with that and we fix that, then we start looking at the Amazon PPC part. Because without that, you're really fighting against yourself. The reason most agencies don't bring good results, the reason most brands don't do well on Amazon is they don't know what to look for. And what you need to look for is, how does a listing look for? Are you competitive on pricing? Then you start and do the ads part, because if that part is missing, you're fighting against yourself. And once that is fixed, we start then looking at the ad strategy. If it's a client we're onboarding and they've had previous agencies, they've done it themselves, we look at what they've done right, what they've done wrong. What they've done right, we take that data and we use it and we improve it. What they've done wrong, we cut that and make sure we don't use it. The good thing is Amazon gives you a lot of data, but we need to be able to use it. Not everything is about data, but data does impact a lot of the decisions. So once the listing and the product we're happy with, and once we've analyzed what worked and what didn't work for the brand previously, we start really targeting keywords that we know are relevant, the 3 to 5 most relevant keywords. We put that in exact matches, which is great, but exact is not enough on Amazon nowadays. The last 8 months, Amazon started to change their algorithm, started favoring a lot more broad match searches, not just exact matches, but actually giving more leeway to the Amazon algorithm to know what the customer wants. What a lot of agencies used to do before is they will just focus on exact single keywords and just push that. And that is great, it can work, but if you're not using broad, if you're not using auto targeting, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I mean, broad targeting, if done correct, can generate crazy amount of returns. I mean, we've seen it. A lot of our broad campaigns are just outperforming exact at the moment. And this is across different accounts, different categories. So it's definitely something to think about. Use broad matches. Now, be careful with broad matches, because some of the terms can be very broad. You can spend clicks on, negate keywords that are not good, just remove those keywords you want to cut spend. But what we also do that really controls ACOS is we check the ads every day. And that might seem a lot, but it's something that really has worked for us. Doesn't mean we make changes every day, but we check the ads daily, all the time. If we see something that's going out of controlled spending, we want to know why and should we cut it or not. If something is going very well, we want to increase that and scale that. And all of that happens because we're checking it daily, consistently. I want to know what's happening in that account all the time. Amazon is a fast platform. It changes very fast. So I want to make sure we're checking everything. But we also want to make sure that we're not over adjusting or under adjusting. Meaning, if we see something is doing very well, we don't increase the bid significantly. We want to do it gradually, so the Amazon algorithm doesn't go crazy. But it's really control. If you want to control your ACOS and spend and overall performance, it needs to be control and checking. You need to know your conversion rate, click-through rate, impression. You need to understand the Amazon funnel. The Amazon funnel of impressions, CTR, and CVR. You need to understand that. You need to understand that sales velocity and conversion rate are one of the most important factors, if not the most important factor when it comes to sales rank. Understanding that will give you a lot of tools to your belt when it comes to Amazon selling and e-commerce selling. So we always monitor that like crazy. And then, of course, on the campaign level and the advertisement managers, just making sure that we're really controlling that and knowing our targets of ACOS, TACOS, and hitting those consistently. But the short answer is, if you want to decrease your ACOS by 50% plus, you just need to be super vigilant, super precise in your targeting, make sure you're spending the bad boys that are not performing right away, and making sure that the what's working, you scale it and do more of it. I hope you like this video. A lot more to come. Stay tuned.